What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's video. It's that time of year again. We are all trying to do some Christmas shopping, and let's be honest, we're trying to take advantage of some deals, maybe even spoil ourselves a little bit. Am I right? Well, there are a ton of sales on JRPGs right now. I mean, this list is absolutely insane. I've got a ton of games that I've tracked down for you, all that are on sale right now. Some of them as much as 60 to 70% off. So with all that said, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's jump right into it. First up, I have Unicorn Overlord for $29.99 on Amazon. This is one of the best tactics games ever made and one of my favorite releases this year. $30 is an absolute steal, and the Switch is my preferred way to play it. I've actually been leaning more toward playing games on the PS5 and PC lately because things just aren't running all that well on the Switch, but Unicorn Overlord is actually an exception here because it runs great, and if you have a Switch OLED, then it really pops on there. The game is also discounted digitally in other spots. I believe it is 40 or so on PSN, for example, if you don't have a Switch, but $30 for one of 2024's best games is a steal and one you must pick up if you haven't got to it yet. Next up, I have Metaphor ReFantazio on Amazon and PSN for $49.99. This right here is neck and neck with Rebirth for my game of the year. You will absolutely get your money's worth, as I clocked in at around 95 hours by the time I finished my first playthrough, and I plan on running through it again after catching up on some of the other games I've been meaning to get to. For those who aren't aware of Metaphor, this is a new Atlas game developed by the team that worked on Persona, so a lot of the mechanics and overarching structure will match up pretty well with Persona, and also takes some things from SMT as well. Needless to say, if you like Atlas games, then Metaphor is a game that you absolutely need to play. The combat, the characters, the story, and writing, everything is so well done, and it really is a special game. It's really cool to have an opportunity to pick this up at a discount so shortly after its release, so definitely don't miss out on this one. That leads me into my next game on this list and the other game at the top of my game of the year list, and that's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for $39.99 on Amazon. This is one of the best modern JRPGs you can play. The gameplay and story are absolutely top notch, and the addition of Queen's Blood is an addiction I definitely didn't need, but one I'm glad I got to experience. You can't miss this game. Unfortunately, it's not a great entry point because you do need to play Remake first, but luckily I believe that game is on sale as well. Grab these two games and get well over 100 hours of gameplay between the two of them. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is next up, and it's $25 on Amazon. 2024 has been absolutely insane for JRPGs. I mean, think about it. I just listed off two of the best games of the year, and I'm following it up with another JRPG that is right up there with them. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is an incredible follow-up to the previous game featuring Ichiban and his crew, and these are my favorite Yakuza games by far. There's even this resort management side game of sorts that's basically Animal Crossing and had me totally addicted to the point where I was having a hard time focusing on the main story. Don't get me wrong, the main story here is extremely great, but all the mini games just add to what makes this game so fun. Don't miss out on this one. Continuing the theme of amazing JRPGs released this year, I have Persona 3 Reload on Amazon for $25. Persona 5 really was the first game in the series to hit mainstream the way it did, so I'm glad they made this remake of Persona 3 to bring it up to the level of polish we see in Persona 5 so that more people can experience this game. I really love the story and characters in 3 and had an absolute blast playing this game. I believe it is on sale on PSN as well, but I know Target, Best Buy, Amazon, they all have this one at $25, so be sure to pick this one up if you missed it earlier this year. Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster is one of those games that I wanted on physical for my Switch for collecting and nostalgia purposes, and luckily, it's next up on this list because it's on Amazon for $54.99 right now. I will say if you wanted to go the digital route, they are on PSN individually for 25% off each. It's not the biggest discount on this list, but to get this whole collection of games for this price, it's great in my opinion. Final Fantasy 4 and 6 are games I frequently love to return to and replay, and with all the new accessibility features and upgrades to the overall experience here, you can't go wrong. If you're a fan of the more classic style of JRPGs and happen to miss out on the earlier Final Fantasy games that really set the stage for so many games in the genre that we love today, then be sure to pick this one up and check it out. Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance was a big release this year. They added a ton of stuff to the game and fixed basically every main gripe I had with the original. And on top of all that, They released it on all the platforms, so if you don't have a Switch, you can finally play what is, I think, my favorite game in the entire series. This one is on Amazon, Best Buy, and Target for $24.99, and I think I saw the Steelbook edition as available at Best Buy for the same price. You can't beat that, honestly. You will easily get anywhere from 70 to 100 hours of gameplay out of this one, and it will challenge you, it will test your skills. It's a ton of fun. $25 is a great price. Definitely pick this one up. Moving on, I have Visions of Mana at GameStop for $39.99. It is on sale everywhere else for around $45, but GameStop seems to be the best deal for this one. It's honestly crazy to basically see every huge, amazing JRPG released this year on sale, and I absolutely had a blast with Visions of Mana. I recently did a list of my favorite art styles in JRPGs, and Visions of Mana was on it, so be sure to check that out if you haven't yet. Anyway, it's not just the art style that shines here. The game is a ton of fun to play, and I think as we head into the holidays, many of us are looking for those more feel-good games to play, and this is absolutely a perfect game for that. I really enjoyed my time with it and actually could see myself revisiting it this holiday season to get back into it and grab all the things I missed in my first playthrough. Live Alive is on sale on PSN for $19.99. This is one of those games that has stuck with me since playing it. The art style, the interesting format in which the story unfolds, the gameplay, it's all really well done, and I really enjoy going back and playing some of those shorter stories in the game. This is a collection of 8 seemingly unrelated stories, each set in a different time period. This variety means you never get stuck doing the same thing for too long. The constant shifts keep the experience engaging and prevent the gameplay from feeling super repetitive. Every chapter feels like a new game in itself. The HD 2D art style is so good, and I hope they continue to do more of them so we can continue to replay or experience some of our favorite games. Pick this one up if you haven't yet, because $20 is an incredible price. Lastly, Persona 5 Royal is $23.99 on PSN. And it being one of my favorite games of all time, this is a deal you absolutely can't pass up. This is easily one of the best JRPGs ever made, and if for some reason you haven't played this one yet, this is your sign to jump in and give it a shot. The main draw of Persona 5 Royal lies in its characters, I think. This is a masterclass in storytelling, gameplay design, and overall style. It's a game that seamlessly combines several different gameplay mechanics into one game and manages to do them all so well. I played the original for 100 or so hours, and then again on Royal I came out and played another 100 hours or so. I got the Platinum trophy in both versions. I probably put well over 300 hours into Persona 5, and I would do it all over again. Definitely pick this one up. You can't miss Persona 5. All right, before I go, I wanted to throw in a couple of honorable mentions real quick. There are so many deals going on right now. I could probably make a list of 20 or 30 games to pick up, but I wanted to include just a couple more before closing this video out. So first up, I got Final Fantasy 16. Now this may not be the best game in the series, but at $24.99 at Best Buy, it's well worth picking up and giving it a try to see if it's something you like. The game leans far more on action-style gameplay and story than the more traditional JRPG mechanics, so it may not be for everyone, but man, the production value of this game is insane. It's incredible to look at, and some of those boss fights were the best I've ever played in any game, hands down. Overall, I had a ton of fun with the game, and $25 is an incredible deal for this one. Next up, Trails Through Daybreak is $47.99 on PSN. And while it's not the hugest discount, this is one everyone was glowing about this year. It's supposed to be a great jumping in point for the series, so that's why I included it here. I personally have not played it yet because I am currently making my way through the Trail series now, and I'm still stuck in the Cold Steel arc. So I'm going to continue my playthrough of all the games in the series, and I will get to this one when the time comes. Based on the reviews though, I think this is a solid price for this game, and for those of you who don't want to go back and play hundreds of hours of Trails, this seems to be a good place to start. All right, everyone, that's it for me on this one. I hope you all have a great time shopping all the deals this week. I'll post some more deals on my Twitter or in my Discord if you'd like to join up there. I'll leave a link in the description below. Let me know what games you're picking up this holiday season, or if there are any deals I didn't mention here that you want to shout out. Let's make this comment section basically an extension of the video, and this can be a one-stop shop for JRPG fans out there looking for the best deals on the games this holiday. Until next time, I'm out.